Welcome to the family office. Planning for the people who matter most.
So 2 nice heaping cupfuls. So yeah, I have to make sure that as I mix it, because it's the kind I have is flavorless. And so, I just mix it in and, just keep mixing it, but I don't put ice in it. I pretty much like to take it to the head and just get it over with. So I'll put that with some magnesium powder. And then I'll take that with the vitamin D and then zinc, all at the same time. So creatine, magnesium, vitamin D, and zinc, so I can absorb it. So so that's what I do, man. And I don't drink on it long term like you do, man, and enjoy it. I just do it as a routine.
I don't usually get to it until like 11 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Because my first thing I do now is I just do lemon water with Celtic sea salt and a little bit of pink salt, and I do lemon water, and I do that first in the morning.
First thing in the morning when you wake up? Okay.
First thing before I eat anything. But now, also at the same time, you wash your mouth out, you wash your mouth out at the beginning of the day before you brush your teeth or anything, just wash it out, But I don't use mouthwash anymore either.
I use hydrogen peroxide, so I don't use
I don't do any of that anymore.
Really? Okay.
Yes, because what I've discovered is, because I like hydrogen peroxide, it kills everything in your mouth.
The probiotics.
Yeah. So what I have found is baking soda, like once or twice a month if you want to get them white. And then I use baking soda when I do laundry too. If you want the brightest, like this is the lamest thing to talk about, but if you want the brightest whites of your life, like whites, like towels, anything, put baking soda in there with it. If it's a bleach, bam, baby.
That's old school, man. You sound like my mom.
That's the hack right there. But I have found that if you do the creatine, how long you been doing it for now? How long you been dosing the creatine for? How many weeks?
Only for about 3 weeks.
What is the biggest noticeable difference you have since you?
I have 2 things specifically. One is my sleep feels better. I've been dreaming more, so meaning I've been getting REM sleep. And then also I've noticed since I've started lifting weights again that my endurance has gone up. So I can definitely see the progressive increase in the reps that I've been doing. So it's really, really helped in both of those areas noticeably, because when I remember sharing with you before, when I was lifting weights, I was also on a caloric deficit and I wasn't seeing any gains. So I was like, you know what, man, forget all of this. I'm not doing all of this to get no gains, even though my mindset at the wrong time was wrong, because I was doing it more out of vanity, more so than just muscle preservation. And so my mindset around it has also shifted as well.
I find that anything you do when it's and I don't want to say you shouldn't be selfish or do stuff for yourself, but I find that anytime you get heavily involved in something and it's not for
superficial
yourself,
reasons,
if it's for superficial reasons only, it ends up becoming fleeting. And it ends up becoming unfulfilling, right? And you're like, what the hell is going on? But I don't know why more doctors don't tell their patients to take creatine. Like, creatine's been around for so long. It's so well studied. I've only been doing it now for 6 months. And I'm going to tell you, it's like finding like the fountain of youth. I've always had a good, decent, normal creatine level when I do labs. I'm curious to know what mine is now, because I've been dosing creatine for almost a year now. And I'm about to do another lab set. So I'm curious to know what that looks like now, because I just, anything, 5 milligrams, it'll go to your muscles. And then usually around 10, anything 10 or more, you start getting brain effect or brain, effects for your brain. And it's specifically for those people who are paranoid or want better memory function, want less brain fog, but also at the same time, they want to also, I'm not saying it prevents Alzheimer's, but it's something that can compound to help. For any type of brain, because it fixes those brain connections. And they think that's why it makes muscle, muscle recovery and all that is so good with creatine, because it fixes the muscle brain connection. And that's really what degrades when you're talking about Alzheimer's and all kinds of other stuff like that, is lean muscle does so much for your body that it's absolutely ridiculous that if you don't maintain lean muscle, it's like an instant death sentence, because it supports even down to endothelioma, blood pressure, glucose management. Everything has to do with muscle retention.
That's an interesting point that you bring up, because if you look at, in my space, we always look at, because right now what happened in California is there's been an increased focus on dementia care and really being able to provide effective care for dementia patients, because there was a situation, I believe it was in California, where at a group home where a lady was staying, a guy who was 39 years old, he was playing music at first. And then for whatever reasons, people started getting friendly with him. And long story short, he makes his way into a woman's house that was there at the residence, and he raped her, man. I mean, and I know I'm not supposed to say that word here, but it was really, really disturbing that he would do something like that. And she had early onset dementia. So the point that I was trying to make is that statistically more women have it, and it makes sense if you think about the muscle mass connection, because of the fact that using muscle and growing muscle, they're the most energy hungry, part of your body. So if you have more of that, then more of your energy is being used effectively. So when you take in calories, your muscles can use more of that between your muscles and your brain. So that makes a lot of sense. And so I think just for everybody, unfortunately, a lot of times women believe that if they start lifting weights, automatically all of these muscles are going to appear. And it would be great if muscles could grow that easily, but it's very, very hard to grow muscle effectively. So, I think we all should do some type of muscle building activities, even if it's not lifting weights, but calisthenics is another way for people who don't want to lift weights, doing push-ups and pull-ups and different exercises to build muscle is so, so, so important. And as I get older and research more, I'm starting to learn that a lot more.
I mean, we have so many things to talk about. I don't want to go down this rabbit hole because I think it's been talked about so much, and we could go on and on about it and take so much time on it. But I almost feel like when you look at the area that we're in right now, when you look at the situations that we're in with just, fertility rates, birth rates, all of that stuff, that you have with men being infertile and all, and people being completely insulin resistant and fat and obese and out of shape and just all of the different things, I just can't help but wonder if, man, this is so scary. It just looks all by design. And I don't want to get into that with you today, Len, because we're not even talking about that. But seriously, look at it. Every single thing you look at in your life as a man or a woman is compromised. Your diet is compromised. So, for example, your food is compromised. Unless you're actually paying attention, right? Mm-hmm. Your food is compromised. Your medicine's compromised. Your clothes are compromised. Everything around you is compromised. You cannot get an organic pair of socks or underwear in Walmart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it goes back to the common thing. It's
extremely hard to find.
Yes.
And if you can't, it's extremely hard to find, right?
That's right.
It's extremely hard to find. And I think I touched on this, and I don't want to go much more into it because there's, I was in California. It's just so difficult. And it's like, when you look at all of that stuff, there's no wonder why you have uninterested, sexless, infertile men that are just consuming so much soy off of all this shit that has soy in it. Sorry, Len. It's so disgusting. It's disgusting. And it's just gross, right? And I'm into this stuff, and I'm watching it. And then Sprouts just got had last week. I don't know if you know this or not, but Sprouts got had because they're sourcing their supposed good chicken, air chilled good chicken, from Tyson, and that's like the most disgusting place you can. That's like the McDonald's of the chicken world, right? So it's just crazy.
And so, with that being said, I hope that all of you have a fantastic rest of your day. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Until next time, take care.
Conversation has given you clarity on your next steps. Please share this episode with someone who's walking the same path. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss future episodes. And remember, planning ahead isn't just prudent, it's an act of care. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Family Office.